What's cracking, people? Angelic Mayhem here, and welcome to the next video in my PC Minecraft series. For those of you who watched my previous video, you know that this building over here, the blue building in the distance, is my W building. Well, I decided to do another modernist building for the same town, and guess what this one's called? This is going to be my H building. This lot size is a little different than the other one. This is a 13 by 20, so this is more of a narrow kind of build than anything else. And this is basically what it looks like. 3 stories high. There's this frontal area here, which is more like an office where you can have people come in and kind of, you can meet them, and not really like a doctor's office or something like that, but it could be like for like an architect or something like that. It's very small. And then you go up the stairs to the second level, which is more of a, like a living quarter sort of situation. It has a very tiny kitchen area and some space for a TV and whatnot. And then up here is a bedroom. So I'm going to take you through all that. But first, I'm going to kind of talk about the outside of the building. Again, we're doing something that's a little bit avant-garde with these support structures here. I'll get into, at the end of the video, I'm going to take you over here and actually show you how the thing was built, for those of you who are interested in making one of your own. Threw some bushes out here, just to kind of do a little bit more of a green area. I wanted something with like a lawn to it, you know what I mean? But still fitting in a small space that you would get on somebody's server. So hopefully this will kind of help you meet both of those needs if you're interested in something like that. I have some glowstone hidden underneath of these bushes. That comes in really handy in the evening times. And back here, we continue the H theme. And also, I have these half slabs, which lead up to the back door of the building. We're going to get to that in just a second, but I'm going to go back around front, and I'll take you in through the front way. So, in order to accommodate this H, all right, now this is a brown H. Most of the doors are brown, so in order to kind of squeeze this in here, I wanted to go with a white door, but in order to do that, you have to hook it up to a button. So let's hope that this works, because it usually does not. Put this here. Go, go, go. There we go. Second time's a charm. All right, so again, this is kind of like a little mini office. You know what I mean? If you're an architect or something like that, you have people come in. This is like your commercial storefront, if you will. Very tiny, very small, something quaint. It's got some books in it to kind of make it look professional. You could probably do like a desk in the corner, depending upon how you want to do these windows. And then upstairs, by the way, glowstone inside the front door, glowstone under the steps. And I think that's it for the room. We go upstairs. And this is the rest of the residential portion of the house. Little viewing area. You could probably mount like a TV or something like that up there if you had the right mods for it. Back here is the back door. I'll go through that in just a second. And again, over here, this is kind of like a little mini kitchen. You could switch this out. This could be like an oven or something like that. I didn't really get into it too deeply, but I'm going to show you, something that you could do there. Out this door, we just have a little balcony, which comes up behind the H's. And over here, it extends all the way over here, which gives you a nice view. You got plenty of stuff to look. I mean, I wanted to line it up with this road here so that you could kind of look straight down the road and see what was happening. And we're going to go back in here. Close that up. And this is the third floor. Again, I got like a little desk over here. Queen size bed, you know how we do. Sun rises out of this window, so theoretically you would sit up out of bed and you could watch the sun rise, and then the sun sets over on this side. Bathroom, interdimensional porthole, which takes your poop and ships it to, say, dimension number 7, and you're good to go. I'm going to get into more of the glowstone later. There's like some nifty places where I was able to hide the glowstone in here. Directly, I believe it's underneath of these 3 is glowstone, which corresponds with, when you go downstairs here, out back here, there's like some half slabs that kind of come down, and that's where I hid the glowstone. So that turned out pretty good. And again, if you throw, for those of you who don't know, if you throw carpet over top of glowstone, it still shines through with the light, but it hides the stone itself. I spent a lot of time trying to hide lights in my build. So for instance, when we go out here, again, these are the half slab steps. Which I think makes a really neat effect if you go back here like this. I think that kind of looks really cool. But if you look up here, you can see that I've hidden 2 torches up here, which at night really kind of accentuate this place. Let's Turn set, turn 3. I just really like the way that this gets lit up. Plenty of lighting on the inside. Again, when glowstone's directly in the middle of the floor, you get full coverage. I also have one up here, which is hidden up underneath of some of this other stuff. And before we go over to see how this was all constructed, I just want to show you how this thing lights up from the front. I stuck this torch up here. Normally I don't like sticking torches just out in plain sight like that, but I really needed something to light that up. And also, I've got these torches back in here, which really made the H pop. Without them, the H kind of gets lost in the darkness, and it doesn't really hit the way that it should. Alright, so anyway, for those of you who are just looking for a little bit of inspiration, I bid you do svidaniya, and for the rest of you, follow me over here. So, this is going to be the version of the house with walls, but basically nothing else. And then over here is where we get started. Started off with, these are the primary support structures. So we're going to have 9 high by 16 long on both of these, and they go next to each other. You can make your H however you want. You could do something like this if you really wanted to, but I don't know. I just wanted to do too high. I thought that was like a funky looking H. I thought it looked pretty cool, especially from a distance. So that's the direction I went. Now, these support columns are 11 high because, again, this side of the building, if you look at... Here, let me go over here. If you look at this side of the building, this is nice and squared off. These are the 12 highs. Versus this side of the building, which is nice and rounded. And it kind of looks like this is an addition on the building. I really like the way that kind of that asymmetry works for me. So, you know, these support structures over here are the 11s, and then over here these are the 12s. This is going to be where your balcony is. You can see this is only 6 high to the rail of the balcony, and then the balcony is inset here, and then you run your glass this way. This is all going to become a wall eventually. And you can see I've actually lit up where the floors are. So the first floor is the ground. You can stick glowstone wherever you need to. These glowstones you can ignore. It's just to light up underneath of here for this particular build. The second floor comes up this high. And again, remember, if you're going to put carpets on these, and I'll do that here, in order to get the carpet flush on top of this, you have to make sure that your slab is at the top and not at the bottom of your full cubes. All right? Just kind of something to remember. This is the height of the third floor, which is going to be the bedroom, and then this is the roof sans the skylight. And again, looking at it from this direction, you can actually see over here, in order to hide this one piece of glowstone, which you can see here, I actually made this kind of look like it was like a diagonal support by using these steps here like this. But over here you can see that that's not really necessary. It's just the way that I did it. If you actually just wanted to use torches, you could have this be nice and clean here. Depends on how you want your house to look. And I didn't bring the H all the way down, obviously, because the steps are here. So it's more like a half H. But I still think that looks good from a distance. I think that looks pretty cool. Alright, so with that, I'm going to take you over here, and we're just going to do this last little bit. Again, with all the walls flushed in, but no doors and things like that. Glowstone here, glowstone there. Glowstone up in here, which corresponds to this one right here. So once you put the rug down, boom, it's gone, but it still lights the room. You know, bathrooms, I don't really obsess over bathrooms, especially in a house this small. So I just wanted to put, like, you know, a little private half bath here. But, you know, you could probably do something better than that. If you wanted to go with a single bed here and then just have, like, your railing, then you could probably do something that even had, like, a shower or something like that if you wanted to go big. Again, this is where these skylights go. The panels you can't do horizontal panels. So what I did was I used gray panel windows here, and then I used the white box windows, the frosted white box windows up top here. And from the inside... it looks the same. I mean, the color-wise and tone-wise, it looks the same. So I think that it works good that way. Now, the only other thing that I wanted to point out is that on the building, you're going to notice these little accents here. Okay, for those of you who don't know how to do this, it's just basically 2 little pieces of stairs. These are inverted stairs. You click the top and you click the bottom, and it just puts in, you know, these little spots here and there. So if you wanted to do something up in here, you could do something like that. And that really looks nice. You know, I think that works well with, you know, you have like these box windows. If you do one up here, I did another, you know, set of 2 down here, and it really just kind of like pulled it all together in terms of just depressions in the side of the building. I thought that looked pretty sweet. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please click the like button, share it with your friends, or subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this in the future. I'm Angelic Mayhem, and I'll see you next time.